What's up, everybody, and welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they call me. And ladies and gentlemen, please tell me that y'all are as excited and as hyped as I am for the upcoming Thunderbolts movie. It's just such a shame that we gotta wait so long to get it. But in the meantime, we got some Thunderbolts comics. And y'all know what we do here on this channel. We give y'all the latest and the greatest from the biggest icons in the world of comics. And today, I'm bringing y'all the 2003 miniseries run of Thunderbolts. We're gonna go ahead and kick this thing off with issue number 1. The Red Skull Must Die. Let's get it. So when issue 1 kicks off, we get Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, aka that dude. Okay, so in this issue, we see Bucky in a bunch of different locations all across the world, and there's someone talking to him, but we don't get the reveal yet of who it is. But we see Bucky in Berlin. They say, "I've been watching you, Bucky Barnes. Your beautiful little revolution." He's in Washington, D.C., he's in Mumbai, he's in Madripoor, he's in Rio de Janeiro, he's outside Denver, he's in London, and they're telling him, "I've been watching you, Bucky Barnes. Your little revolution. So many saved from the life you led, and even more bodies left bleeding in the shadows you call home. Justice, righteousness, spectacular stuff. A century of conspiracy turned into a pile of quarantine rubble in the Rockies. And did you really think I wouldn't prepare for the day you came to get your pound of revenge from me?" Then we get Bucky in Lake Como now, and the voice says, "Because honestly, Bucky, I don't care what kind of smolder you give me with those long beaten puppy dog eyes." Then we get the reveal that this is the Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, played by the wonderful Elaine from Seinfeld in the upcoming Thunderbolts. Really digging her as this character. She gonna body that role. She already did so far in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But we get her talking to Bucky Barnes, and Bucky is come looking for her, and he's got his weapon trained on her. She's got hers trained on him. So it's a showdown. She said, "I will put a bullet in your head and keep your fancy arms as my trophy." And Bucky responds, "Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine vowed to her friends. OXC is a hell of a thing, the company of 1,000 shells, and you know more about the secret wars of this world than I even do. But the century game is over. The people you built OXC to serve, they're dead or gone." She tells Bucky, "Then you just wasted the last 7 years of my life, and I hate wasting time." So she pulls back the hammer on that thing. And Bucky's like, "Hey, you misunderstand me. I'm not coming here for that. I'm not looking for revenge. Quite the opposite. I got a new mission for you." So she's like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "I need a partner." So she's confused now. She's like, "Is this some type of joke, some type of trick, trying to play on me, trying to get me, off my square?" He's like, no, this is an invitation. I need your help. I need to use this OXC for something that's worthy, to recruit some allies, to identify some threats. He says, "Help me plan a foolproof worldwide operation to permanently stop a target we both know has been under the protection of history for far too long." She's like, "Oh, we should have led with that. You can call me Val now." So she puts down her gun and she says, "Oh, I gotta say, it still sounds a lot like revenge scheme to me." And Bucky's like, "It's just justice." So then we go over to Argentina, and it's 72 hours later, and we see a Nazi camp, and not a moment too soon. "Hey boys, nice horrifying Nazi war machine and planet-killing resource grab you got here. Sure would be a shame if something happened to it." And then we get the Destroyer, who's really just Sharon Carter in a kind of a crazy mask, but I digress. She's still a dope character. So the guys, they're tripping. "Holy shit, it's the Destroyer, run!" She says, "Oh, you know my name. That's nice. But bad news, cosplay gobbles." And she just goes to town on their whole camp. She lights the whole thing up. They start firing at her, but to no avail. She cuts through everybody in that entire camp like a boss. Then we see she's approached by Bucky and the Contessa. And Sharon is of course a little unnerved by this team up with the Contessa, because this was the former Madam Hydra. This wasn't the type of person you want to team up with. So Sharon is not very trusting in this moment. And then Bucky mentions that they're waiting on somebody else, a fourth member to join, but we don't know who that is yet. Then we go over and we see a castle, and they're standing over it, saying, tonight, Red Skull must die. So, although Sharon isn't really keen with the idea of working with Contessa, she's definitely down with the idea of taking out the Red Skull because he's been around too much and international law has been protecting him. But they like, nah, no more of that. So, they approach the castle, and of course, we get a couple guys with Nazi uniforms, and they come in to defend the Red Skull. And these are called the Mastermen. Protect the Fuhrer with your blinding glory. Remember that while your power as Aryans come from God, what you are belongs to the skull. And of course, they put up a hell of a fight. We got a nice little battle going right now with Bucky and his squad and these Mastermen, so-called, fighting for the Red Skull. Then we see Contessa. She takes a hit. She goes down. Boom. Bucky's like, Val, yes, scream your pain to the night. As one of the Mastermen jumps on and attacks. And then that's when we get the reveal that Contessa isn't the Contessa we thought. And she's actually a robot. And her face turns into a gun. And she just completely blasts this Masterman. So even Bucky's surprised. He didn't know that was the fate of Contessa. But she was a robot now. So Mastermen are taken care of. Now they going into the castle. As they walk into the castle, of course, they banter a little bit about how their superhero cover is blown now. Next time, they got to do it a little bit different. And then we see them transition up a flight of stairs, and they approach a room with some big-ass doors. And the Contessa says, the intel says his broadcast studio is just ahead. The guy's basically a walking podcast these days. She's talking about the Red Skull, of course. So all we got to do is crash his show. And then we get a voice. Oh, is that all, my beloved Contessa? Well, then by all means. And we see a hologram, a giant hologram of the Red Skull, and it's a room filled with soldiers. It's like the Red Skull knew they was coming. Seems like they walked into a trap. And of course, Sharon she looking at Contessa, blaming her. And that's when Bucky says, hold on, Destroyer, and watch the skies. Just then, we see a man jumping out of a plane with a shield. And this is a very familiar looking shield. As Bucky says, right on time, this guy crashes through. And when he touches down, Bucky puts his arm up, his vibranium arm, and the guy with the shield lands on it, and it's like shield to fist, creates a sonic boom, so to speak, and it takes out the soldiers. Destroyer's like, Steve? She thinks it's Steve Rogers. Then we get the reveal, yet even better. It's the Red Guardian, and that's somebody I can't wait to see in the upcoming Thunderbolts movie because I really loved him in the Black Widow, and I'm looking forward to it. But Contessa tells him, Red Guardian, meet the new Destroyer. And Sharon Carter has whoa, she doesn't know what's going on. She has such a befuddled look on her face now. And Red Guardian is in there. He's just taking out all these soldiers, all these Hydra soldiers. He is wiping them all up one by one. Because remember, Red Guardian, he has the powers of Captain America, Steve Rogers. So he's a Russian super soldier. Then he gets his official welcome to the Thunderbolts from Bucky Barnes. After that, finally, we get the reveal of the Red Skull, and now he's armored up. He's got some type of a mace with a wireless controller on it, and he's got a hell of a gun, and it's some kind of souped-up rifle. So, Red Skull's ready to battle. I ain't finna take him out easy. Y'all know how he get down. So, they engage with the Red Skull, and Red Skull's holding his own, man. He got the mace, and he taking that to the Red Guardian, and meanwhile, he got his gun trained on Sharon Carter. So Red Skull put in that work, man. He ain't gonna go down without a fight. And he catches Red Guardian in the face with that mace. He cracks him in the jaw, and he swings at Sharon, but he misses Sharon. But he's able to wrap her up with it. And I can tell you, this is a pretty cool weapon. I'm not quite sure what it's called, but it's pretty freaking dope. It's got energy coils around it, and it's able to wrap around Sharon Carter, and he pulls him in. But just then, Bucky cracks him in the face with that metal arm. And just then, Red Guardian throws his shield at Bucky to catch, and Bucky catches it, and he's able to deflect that same mace when Red Skull tries to swing it at him. Then he throws the shield at Red Skull and clocks him again for good measure. But of course, Red Skull always got a backup plan. So while they're fighting, Contessa, she's transferring all of the data, trying to get all the information in there. As we see Red Skull saying, Castle Red Skull, hear my command, contingency compromise, obliteration protocol, Chronos 7-2. And then just then, Alexei, aka Red Guardian, grabs Red Skull and he throws him right at Bucky. And now they kind of tag team him. Bucky whooping that ass now. And now he has him on the ground. He pulls off his mask. We see that it's a mask. And then we see Bucky reload the chamber, put the clip in the gun. And as the guy's saying his final words, one last shot just for me, I see you, my Winter Soldier. And Bucky takes off his mask. He says, I want you to know everything you built, we gonna burn it to ash. And when you do come back, whatever meat suit you decide to ride into your next forthright, know this. This isn't the last shot in our war, Red Skull. It's the first. Bang. The ends are right then and there. As Sharon says, let me be the first to say, the hell with these fascists and fuck that guy. Which Contessa gladly agrees to. And then the Red Guardian says there's only one thing left to do. I brought the vodka as requested. To what do we toast? The dead? The living? Who will now see justice? Bucky's like, oh no, this isn't for drinking. And he lights a match and he turns the vodka into a Molotov cocktail and he burns the castle down as they leave out. And that Thunderbolts pose that's the money shot at the end. But then we get another reveal. 80 years. 80 long years in the dark. Time has never moved faster or been just so unjust to one so noble. This world has forgotten the terror of the skull. It has for too long bowed to a pretender, an echo, a mask. They think they can end me, but they will finally learn to understand. I am the end. As we see the real Red Skull. And that brings us to the end of the issue. Ladies and gentlemen, hope y'all looking forward to the next issue, Thunderbolts 2, where we gonna see the crew try to get in there and take out Red Skull's money. Red Skull got some money, but it's tied up with the Kingpin who's running the Hellfire Club, so they're gonna catch hell trying to get to this money. So I can't wait to see how this turns out. But ladies and gentlemen, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all thought about this story, man. And if you like what you heard, please help this channel out, man. Do me a huge help and drop a like, share, subscribe for more Comics Icons. Ladies and gentlemen, peace.